This is the largest barbecue grill in the world. It is 500 meters tall. Every ingredient on it is as massive as a mountain. Therefore, helicopters must be used to scatter seasoning so that these skewers can be fully flavored. This is the special menu of the gourmet god Acacia. At first, Toroko and the others did not notice anything special about this gourmet island. It was not until Komatsu looked at the distant stone pillars with binoculars that they realized the true meaning of this menu. To share with everyone, the entire island itself was an edible ingredient. Suddenly, the ground began to shake without any warning. Immediately after, 6 stone pillars released countless beams of light and transformed into a metal grid. Countless flames burst out from the metal grid. No one had imagined that this was actually a gigantic barbecue grill. Everyone was stunned. They could not understand why the gourmet god would build his own tomb on top of a barbecue grill. The next moment, they discovered a huge pile of gigantic ingredients. Toriko threw all the ingredients into the air and then shot countless spears to skewer them because the ingredients were far too large. Coco also dispatched helicopters. They were responsible for spraying sauce from above. On the other side, Zebra returned to the pyramid and forced the Sphinx to shed icy tears. He then brought these tears back to the gourmet island to share them with everyone. Very soon, all the food was completely grilled. Everyone could no longer wait to take a bite. At this very moment, everyone finally understood the true meaning of the gourmet god's menu. A man cut open a giant tuna, but he only wanted to take the tuna's liver. The entire tuna was then discarded. Even more wasteful, only a scoop of jewel melon was taken. It was then casually thrown into the trash, along with other precious ingredients. They were dumped into a deep pit. At the bottom of the pit, discarded ingredients had already rotted and piled up, forming a garbage island. All of this was the masterpiece of the Gourmet Association. To enhance the strength of its members, the association's chefs needed to cook non-stop, 24 hours a day. They would extract the finest parts from all ingredients. After being made into gourmet dishes, they were delivered to the mouths of high-level managers, enhancing their power. However, even living this way, the high-level members were still unsatisfied. To eat even more delicious food, all high-level members gathered together to discuss how to capture more top chefs. The head chef even took out a list. It listed all the chefs they wanted to capture, and Komatsu was on that list. He was even the most important capture target. The Gourmet Association immediately began its operation to capture Komatsu, but at this moment, Komatsu had no idea the danger was approaching. He was still meeting a junior disciple he hadn't seen in years. Obviously, at the same age, the junior disciple already owned a 7-star restaurant and was ranked 99th on the gourmet leaderboard. However, hearing about these honors, Komatsu did not feel envious, but when he heard his junior disciple treating cooking as a way to make money, Komatsu was stunned. He felt his junior disciple had become completely unfamiliar. Suddenly, the junior disciple handed a stack of money to a TV reporter. Unexpectedly, he used bribery to have the reporter falsely report about his restaurant's dishes. The junior disciple told Komatsu that as long as it made money, the taste of the dishes was of no concern to him. However, these words completely enraged Komatsu. He believed that cooking should only serve the guests. When the guests ate happily, the existence of a chef had meaning, but this made the junior disciple think that Komatsu was jealous of his success. After hearing this, Komatsu was completely disappointed. He angrily left the restaurant, but at that moment, a strange figure appeared in the restaurant. This cola is made from tears. A single sip is worth $100 billion, and even if you have money, you still cannot buy this cola because it comes from inside the lion-faced beast. This cola not only doesn't harm your health, but drinking it can even make someone on the brink of death live for another 10 years. The purpose of Aru and his team coming to the Pyramid of Food was to find the lion-faced beast and to take the cola produced inside it. Just when they successfully found the cola inside the lion-faced beast, a birdman suddenly appeared behind Komatsu. He punched through Komatsu's heart. Aru and Zabura were stunned by this scene. Before they could react, the birdman rushed straight at them. He knocked Aru and Zabura to the ground. Then the birdman flew into the air. He drank all the cola that Aru and his team had worked so hard to obtain. After drinking the cola, the birdman's muscles rapidly swelled. The birdman became increasingly stronger. Seeing Komatsu lying on the ground, Zabura was filled with rage. He forcefully activated the food cells inside him to avenge Komatsu. As for Aru, who was exhausted, he chose to make a deal with the red demon inside him. He sacrificed all the food cells he had accumulated over the years to the red demon in exchange for great power. However, just as the red demon began to devour Aru's body, he told Aru that he would only give him 5 minutes. If Aru couldn't eat delicious food within 5 minutes, he would die immediately. If Aru ate delicious food, his body would complete its evolution. So, Aru and Zabura temporarily gained stronger power. But unexpectedly, the birdman began to mimic their appearance. He used the exact same moves as they did. If the birdman continued to mimic, they would both die here. So, the two of them used their strongest moves. They turned the birdman into a mummy. Seeing the birdman defeated, a trace of fear still lingered in their hearts. Suddenly, a heartbeat was heard in Zabura's ears. Zabura instantly became excited. Was Komatsu still alive? So, they immediately rushed to check. To their surprise, Komatsu really hadn't died. He slowly opened his eyes. It turned out that, while Zabura and the others were fighting the lion-faced beast, Zabura had quietly placed a layer of soundwave armor on Komatsu. It was this armor that helped Komatsu block the birdman's attack. The first thing Komatsu did after waking up was to search for that bottle of cola, but Zabura told Komatsu that the cola had already been drunk by the birdman. This mission undoubtedly ended in failure. Just as they were falling into despair, Komatsu unexpectedly discovered a secret in the book. He incredulously told the two of them. The first drop of tear from the lion-faced beast wasn't the real cola. That was just the foam of the cola. So, the real cola is still hidden inside the lion-faced beast. How to catch a cheetah in 8 hours. Let's see how Morel did it. Morel turned and walked away from the cheetah. Then he reached out and touched something. It turned out the background was actually a wall. This meant that if he couldn't catch the cheetah, he would be stuck here forever. The area was about the size of a baseball field, but Morel calmly walked over to an hourglass and swung his weapon fiercely. The hourglass didn't even crack. The cheetah suddenly burst into laughter and explained that the hourglass and the wall were indestructible. What the cheetah didn't know was that Morel already had a plan. He lay down on the ground and started to take a nap, telling the cheetah to wake him up in 5 hours. The cheetah had no idea what Morel was doing. He approached Morel and started to harass him non-stop. Morel swung his stick to hit him, but the cheetah was too fast. His attacks didn't land at all. The cheetah kept bothering Morel, trying to annoy him into chasing after him, but Morel remained completely unmoved. 4 hours passed, and no one noticed. The cheetah, completely exhausted, went to read a comic book. In just another hour, he would easily win this match, but at that moment, Morel walked up to the cheetah. The cheetah smiled and said, "Only 4 hours," and Morel is already getting anxious. But then he noticed something. There was a smoke-like string on Morel's pipe, and somehow, the other end was tied to his own leg. It turned out that while the cheetah was reading the comic book, Morel had created a smoke-like decoy. Then, he had snuck past the cheetah's blind spot, successfully tying the string to the cheetah's leg. Now, he just needed to pull it back. As Morel slowly approached, the cheetah completely panicked and tried to run. But of course, that was impossible. Although it looked like smoke coming out of Morel's pipe, it was actually Morel's mental power. No matter how much the cheetah bit and scratched, it couldn't hurt the string. The cheetah was clearly getting impatient. If he had set such a long 8-hour limit, he would be killed not by Morel, but by himself. As Morel steadily approached, the cheetah desperately developed a new ability to break free. His left hand turned into a weapon, a combination of a crossbow and claws. He was excited. Thanks to Morel, he had gained a new ability, but Morel still walked toward him, completely unmoved. The cheetah fired the crossbow, but Morel easily blocked it.
お前な、自分の足より遅いもんを能力にしてどうすんだよ。そっちの爪も試してみねえか。俺の方から近づく手間が省けるんだからな。敗因を教えてやるよ。お前、バカだろ。
Morel's words completely enraged the cheetah, and he charged full speed at Morel, stabbing him with his claws. Just as the cheetah felt victory was within his grasp, he suddenly realized something was wrong. It felt wrong. The Morel in front of him was made of smoke. The real Morel appeared behind him. He successfully caught the cheetah. She is definitely the strangest girl in the world. If you can fulfill her 3 capricious requests, 1 look from her can grant any wish you desire. This is exactly what happened to the butler in front of her, who, behind her back, suddenly had his gaze turn pale and transformed into a being capable of granting any wish in Anaga. Then, the butler announced her wish. "Can you make me a millionaire?" The moment the woman made her wish, billions of dollars in cash rained down from the sky. This not only stunned her but also quickly became the headline of all platforms. As the event spread, more and more people hoped to make wishes with her, but they encountered vastly different fates. One woman was instantly torn to pieces by an indescribable force, and not only was her wish destroyed, but she also vanished without a trace. 13 people associated with her died simultaneously. Killua's father, Chiba, and others. In order to further test this ability, had the butler stay alone with Aruka in a room, but the outcome exceeded everyone's expectations.
Then Kasuga, give me your spine! I'm begging you! Please, young master! Give me your brain, please!
This experiment failed as expected, but at the cost of thousands of lives. They finally understood Aruka's ability and the conditions required to activate it. As long as someone fulfills Aruka's 3 requests, she can grant any wish without limit. But the bigger the wish, the more difficult the next 3 requests she makes will be. The difficulty increases exponentially. If her demands are not met, the disasters that follow will be beyond human imagination. After learning of Aruka's danger, her parents locked her in a 100-meter underground iron cage, forbidding anyone from approaching her.